guys, I am back with another true crime in under 10 minutes. Today we are going to go through the Son of Sam case. You may have heard of this for a few reasons. One is a really big case. Another reason may be because of the Sons of Sam Netflix documentary, which if I have time I will touch upon at the end of this video, but I'm going to go through the main bits of the Son of Sam case in under 10 minutes. Without further ado, the clock is ticking. Let's go. Okay, so the TLDR is David Berkowitz killed 6 people between the years of 1976 and 1977. He also injured a further 7, including blinding someone and making someone paraplegic. Now, between 1976 and 1977, New York was plunged into chaos. It was very similar to the Yorkshire Ripper case in the way that it affected the community. It affected people going out, and people were just terrified of this phantom killer that no one could catch. He had a type of MO, it seemed to be younger women with long brown hair. So you had the hairdressers being swamped with women trying to change their appearance to escape the Son of Sam killer, who at the time was known as the 44 caliber killer. This was because he used a 44 caliber Magnum. The very interesting factor about Berkowitz was that he claimed that demons were telling him to do these crimes. Specifically, the dogs in his neighborhood, his neighbor's dog, and his neighbor himself, Sam, which is why he was dubbed the Son of Sam. These demons tormented him and told him to commit crimes such as arson and murder. On July 28, 1976, Berkowitz quit his job, and the following morning he committed the first crime by firing his 44 caliber Magnum into a car with 2 women. One died instantly, the other was wounded. October 24th, Berkowitz was out once again for blood, and he critically wounded 20-year-old Carl Denaro. He was sat in his car talking to a female friend in Queens, New York. A month later, he shot 2 more women, 16 years old and 18 years old, wounding them on their way back from the movies. And on January 30th of 1977, he fatally shot a lady in her car, sat with her fiancé. And this was when the police were like, there is a link here, because all of these bullets are from the same gun. And also, 44 caliber bullets back then were apparently very rare. On the 8th of March, a 19-year-old college student was shot and killed while she was just walking home in Manhattan. Again, the bullets further linked to all of these other crimes that came before them, strengthening and basically confirming that they had a serial killer on their hands. On April 17th, the girlfriend and boyfriend, 18-year-old Valentina Suriana and 20-year-old Alexander Esau, were shot and killed whilst kissing in their car. But this time, the killer left a note revealing himself to be the Son of Sam, as I don't think he was overly fond of the 44 caliber killer. A few days later, Berkowitz actually shot his neighbor Sam's Labrador dead, the one that he claimed was a demon telling him to commit these murders. Berkowitz started sending letters all over the place to detectives, to his neighbors, to previous landlords, and basically these people who were receiving these letters, especially the neighbours and landlords, were like, this is very odd behaviour, and actually began to suspect that he may be the Son of Sam, and tipped off the police, which led the investigation in the right direction. But you have to understand, this was a New York-wide case. They had a massive Omega task force, they called it, and they had lots of suspects and lots of leads that they were trying to follow up, so it wasn't exactly a rapid response. 2 days after the anniversary of the first killing, Berkowitz struck once again, fatally wounding a lady in the car and blinding forever her partner. There was a major breakthrough in the case when an eyewitness claimed to have seen a man with a gun that was similar to that used in the crimes. Like I said, a 44 caliber Magnum was very rare back then, so the police got a sketch drawn of Berkowitz, and this was then published for everyone to see. The eyewitness also reminded the police that they were writing up parking tickets that night, so police searched through all the parking tickets and actually came through with Berkowitz's car. Whilst all this was going on, Berkowitz was actually investigated because he was harassing his neighbour. And after interviewing this guy, Berkowitz, the local police force tipped off the Omega task force because they were like, this guy is very odd and we think he may be your killer. Turns out it absolutely was, and the Omega task force arrested Berkowitz on August 10th. When being arrested, he literally admitted, he was like, congratulations, you've caught me. I am the son of Sam. And he went on to explain that the dog was the one making him do it, but further down the line, in incarceration for many years, he came out and said that actually this was all a hoax and it was bollocks, that the dog was never telling him what to do. But he was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and this is where the Sons of Sam documentary comes into it. I'm going to say this very briefly. I implore you to watch it because it's very good and it gives you a lot of insight into the times and all that good jazz around this case. But basically, it implies and gives a lot of evidence, strong evidence, that he did not act alone. And there is an investigative journalist that made it his life's work to prove this, and to be honest, I think he does indeed prove it. It implicates Sam AKA, the son of Sam, that Sam, his sons, satanic cults, so much stuff. Charles Manson's involved. It's absolutely crazy. It's well worth a watch, and I do believe that there was more than just Berkowitz during these serial killings. That's just my belief. I'd love to know your thoughts. What do you guys think of the documentary? What do you guys think of the Son of Sam case? Was he crazy? Was the dog in his mind telling him what to do? Was it a hoax like he said? But at the end of the day, he was caught, he was apprehended, and he is serving the rest of his life in prison. That's it for this true crime in under 10 minutes, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I brought all of the big facts of the case to you. That's the whole point of this video. It's not to go into great detail, it's just to give you kind of the TLDR of the case. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Check out all my stuff, clothing, all that good stuff, podcasts, NFTs down below. Thank you so much. Sweet one. Geese.